Hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to make sure that this does not turn into a ranty type of video, but this is one of the biggest gaps, I would say, or it's a block, but it also is an issue with perspective and approach and mindset that I see those of us coming from the West, the way that we approach our spirituality and the issues that come about from this for yourself. So there are a lot of people who really have an issue with surrender, with being in receptive mode, with a word that people don't like to use, but it is what it is, quote unquote, submission. And the problems that come about that for you on your own spiritual journey. I, as a spiritual teacher, in my inbox every day, get people popping up in there who feel entitled to my time, to my energy, to my space, etc., and get upset when I'm not responding, when the relationship has not even been initiated. And even if it has been initiated, oftentimes as a spiritual teacher, we're not here to answer every single question that you have, because sometimes it's for things to unfold. It's for you to spend time in reflection and come to the answers yourself. Your spiritual guide is here to assist you, but not to be your savior. You are your own savior. And so a proper spiritualist, a proper spiritual teacher or master is going to always be keeping that in mind. We are here to empower you. We can't empower you if we are the ones taking your power. If every single time something comes up in your life and we're there as the fixer, that is not our role. Our role is at key moments in your life to assist you, to guide you, to help you to reframe and see things in a different way. And you can't do that when you are approaching from a place of entitlement. This is something that's so important. It's also why it's really important for you to, when you're addressing those of us that have been and gotten to a certain level, that's why it's so important that you address us by our titles. There is, in the human mind, we can say that it's like, quote unquote, tricking yourself or whatever, whatever you want to call it. But the truth of the matter is that you take things more seriously when you recognize the authority of a person. So if you make a post on Facebook and you're saying, hey, my stomach hurts and what should I do about it? And every Tom, Dick, and Harry says, hey, you should take this. Oh, hey, you should probably take some probiotics. Oh, hey, da-da-da-da-da. And you might take those. But if you go to the doctor, okay, you sit in the office, you take the time, you pay the money, and then you address that person as doctor. That is your mind recognizing the excellence and the authority in this person, that this is their area of expertise, that this is their area of excellence. And then they're going to say to you, hey, okay, I want you to take probiotics, etc. So it's not that other people didn't have anything worth learning, anything worth taking, etc. It's that when you are wanting to progress in a certain area, you want to go to someone with expertise in that area. But you can't get what you want if you don't recognize the authority that that person holds in their area of expertise, in their zone of genius. This is also how you get in touch with your own zone of genius and recognize your own excellence. I have an area of expertise in spirituality, but I recognize that I am not Number one, I'm not the end all and be all. I don't know everything, but I also recognize the excellence in others. So if I go and I ask someone who, because I'm working with, entrepreneurs on very different levels, and some of them so far beyond me, 7, 8 figures, I submit myself to their knowledge. If I'm going to them and I'm asking them a question in their area of expertise and they tell me, you should try this, do this, and this, then I'm going to take what they say. I'm going to be in receptive mode because this person has authority in that area. This is their area of expertise. It doesn't mean that I'm better than them. It doesn't mean that they're better than me or worse or whatever. It's just that they have an expertise that I'm trying to benefit from, but I can't benefit from it if I think that I'm on the same level as them in that area. Because we don't take what our peers say in a certain area. We don't take what our peers say at the same value that we take things from someone who is an authority in XYZ. So if you don't allow yourself to recognize authority where it is, to recognize someone's excellence, doesn't mean that they are the end all and be all and that you should worship them and that, everything that they say, you just listen. But if you really want to receive spiritual development, then you really have to observe how you're approaching. I see this all the time. I have, people in my life who they've known me for long periods of time. Some of you guys are on here. And, they've seen my entire transformation. Some of them have known me since childhood and know where I came from. Know that I came from poverty. Know that I came up and I had a lot of challenges, sickness. I really struggled through my personal journey. And now I'm in a place where it's based on statistics, it's impossible that I would be here. However, those people have the most challenge with acknowledging and accepting my area of expertise when it comes to spirituality. People that I don't know honor it more. And they're the ones who benefit from it more because they do. Because they don't have that familiarity with me, because they don't see themselves on the same level as me. It's a different thing. I've even had multiple people, I have multiple people whose ancestors, guides, etc., brought them to me. Literally, I'm showing up in their dreams. Crazy, synchronistic things are happening. And then they will say, I want to be on my spiritual path. I want to learn. I want a teacher. And here I am whole time like this. Oh, really? Really? So that's why I'm showing up in your dreams, just because I'm there. Okay. I'm not going to fight anybody and beat them over the head with it. If you don't want to see what is literally right there in front of you, just because I'm not saying I'm your teacher, you're my student, that it's crazy to me. There's also a real issue that we have about proper etiquette when you're dealing with someone who you're approaching in this manner. So recognizing that when you're dealing with a spiritual teacher, number one, most of us, this is not easy for us. We went through all the challenge. Part of us really just wants to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We went through all sorts of things. Part of us just wants to go and be on a mountaintop and be by ourselves and just be and not be bothered. But there's some of us who are called to share what we have learned, to assist others in coming up. And we have many people that we're helping, all the time. Every day. We don't have a job, okay? This is not, we clock in at 8 o'clock in the morning, we clock out at 5, and then we're done. No. As a spiritual teacher, our role is 24/7. There's times when I'm up at 3 a.m. on other people's behalf. And also, trying to share what I can, dealing with other people's issues, assisting them in, creating the lives that they want to create. So when you approach someone who is doing this level of work that you really, unless you're doing this, you cannot understand how much energy we have to put into this. Everything that we do is based on our relationship with spirit. So even when we're doing our regular things, we also have to maintain a relationship with spirit. We also are cleansing all the time. We also are doing spirit work on behalf of ourselves, our families, our clients, our friends, our communities, and the world. And the world. That is the magnitude of what we're doing that you guys are not seeing. So understanding that, and then also recognizing many of us, we're moms, we're wives, we're husbands, we're, friends. We're trying to maintain at least a few friendships. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to have time to ourselves too. So recognizing that we are also human, even if we have progressed to a certain level, the least that you can do is occasionally, if you're going to approach one of us, say hi. Good morning. How are you? How's your family? I'm wishing you the best. You're doing a great job, etc. It doesn't have to be schmoozy, but hey, we're human too. We aren't here as a human Google for you of spirituality. That's not what we're here for. Also, P.S., if you haven't initiated the relationship, if you haven't surrendered to the relationship of this is my spiritual teacher, and I am the student, I'm on my journey in this area. If you haven't initiated that relationship, then you don't have, quote unquote, a right to be coming and trying to take all of our energy that you haven't put forth any energy into. You have to put energy up first. Everything that you put in, you can ask my clients who have gone all in, whatever energy they put in, they got out times 10. And some of them way more than that. Some of them have gotten their entire lives together. But if you put up nothing, guess what you get back? Times 10. Nothing. Times 10, which is still nothing. Because you didn't put any energy forth. Everything is an energetic exchange. So you can't get what you didn't give. You can't take from nothing. There's no relationship initiated there. You didn't put any skin in the game. But whatever you put in, you get back so much. But if you think that you're going to pop up in my messenger and asking me questions that are things that, number one, take time to unfold. I'm not going to sit here and tell you your whole entire life's purpose and destiny over a DM that you didn't even initiate. And guess what? Even the people that do go all in and really commit to this path, you still can't demand everything. Everything has to happen on its own timing. Everything has to unfold for you. And I'm here as someone to empower, which means I do not want to be your end all and be all. Absolutely not. I don't want to be your savior. I don't want to be on your pedestal or whatever. I'm trying to get you to see your pedestal. I'm trying to get you to see your power. I'm trying to get you to recognize that all of the answers that you need that are the most important in your life are within you. No, I can see amazing things in you, and even what I see is a fraction of the amazingness that is you. So my role is to assist you in just seeing yourself for who you really are. But I can't do that when you believe that you are entitled to me answering all of your questions. See, oh, look, now I have a client right now who is one of my one-on-one clients who invests in herself at a higher level than most people will probably ever invest in themselves. And even she recognizes that I'm not there to handhold, that I'm not there to answer every single question right away, that some things require patience for things to come into order, for them to unfold for you. This month is a really intense month for me. I'm also taking my spiritual level up a notch and invested in myself to expand my own tool game. Okay, expand my spiritual tools. So I'm kind of in this cocoon mode where I'm in student mode again. And guess what? I submit to the people who are teaching me. And guess what? They're also shamans themselves. So I'm recognizing that there's this thing that they have that I don't have. And so I'm surrendering to, you tell me I need to be here at this time. All right, I'm going to be there at this time. You tell me I need to pay this much money. Okay, I'm not going to question you on how much money it is. Here is my money. That's how this goes. That's how, if you want that level of fulfillment and impact and freedom that you're asking for, well, you got to put skin in the game. You have to put skin in the game. That's how this rolls. You have to surrender. And it's not you surrendering to the other person. It's you surrendering to the process. It's you surrendering to, okay, there is something that I need to learn. There's something that I desire for myself. These are the circumstances that it has to happen in. Okay. And then these are the quote unquote rules of how it's going to go. And I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to try to force my way, bash my way for it to be something different. That's how this works. And until you do that, you cannot get it. Because everything's energetic exchange. Yes. That's how this works. It's really simple, right? It's really, really simple. The minute that I did this, and I would say that probably for me, I spent years really resisting certain areas, but when it came to my spiritual journey, I excelled in it because I was like, all right, this is what I want. What do I have to do for it? All right, whatever. Whatever it is, I don't even know how I'm going to make it happen, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm making that decision that I'm making it happen. I'll worry about the how later. It'll come. And it did because I made the decision. But if you don't make the decision, you don't put the skin in the game, you don't put the time in, you don't prioritize it, you don't recognize excellence where excellence is, then you cannot get it. You can't get it. It can happen for you very fast. Here's the really interesting thing. If it comes off as hard love, tough love, but this is real. This is real. Like, do you go to a doctor and spend your money, invest your time, and he tells you, okay, you need to do X, Y, Z. And then he says you have diabetes. You need to eat well. This is the things that you should eat. And then here's the medicine for it. Okay, let's say he's a naturopath. Let's say he's a naturopath because otherwise they're just giving you drugs. And then says this is what you need to do. These are the vitamins to take. Exercise, just go on a walk once a day, and they tell you to do that. And then are you going to get results if you don't do that? No. Even if you paid your money, Even if you put your time in, you still have to go all the way. Even if you didn't pay, so I see this all the time. You didn't pay, but maybe someone with that expertise shares something with you. Ooh, I see this a lot. Someone with that expertise shares something with you and says, hey, this is what you need to do to solve your problem. But you didn't pay them, or you didn't give them your energy. How many times have you all had that happen and it didn't change your life? Not because the money itself really matters. It's what the money symbolizes. It's that the money is symbolizing your energy. It's an energetic thing. It's you putting skin in the game. That's what it means. Whether it's $100, whether it's $10,000, whether it's $100,000, the amount is really irrelevant. It just has to be proportional to the amount of transformation that you want to experience. So another issue that I see people have a lot is they come wanting a spiritual transformation. And the kind of spiritual transformation that I facilitate is an entire life transformation. It changes your relationships. It changes your business. It changes, your level of fulfillment. It is a 180-degree transformation of life. There is literally nothing that is more impactful than what I do. So then you come and then you're going to expect to pay $297 for that? No. The investment is proportional. The investment is proportional. The investment of money, the investment in time, the investment in your energy is proportional to the level of transformation that I facilitate. So I saw someone, a fellow, I think she's a spiritual practitioner, and her session was like $300. And this person approached her about this $300 session, wanting to heal their addiction, this lifelong addiction, in 1 hour for $300, and was upset over the $300. Guys, when you're talking about big problems, when you have issues that have been blocking you, that have been keeping you from experiencing the full fulfillment of your life, it's not going to be $300. And if you can get it for $300, you better be grateful that it was $300. And if I share something with you in my DMs, I take that little bit of time to share something with you privately. Because when I share something publicly, other people can benefit from it. So I prefer to do that because I'm here to teach many people, not just be working with people one-on-one. That's why I limit that so much. I'm here to work with lots of people. So if you ask me a question and it's in public, I can answer it, and then other people can also benefit from it. That's how I roll, because I want to be able to put this energy in, and then as many people as possible get the benefit, get the value from that. So I'm not repeating myself again and again to the point where my energy's so drained, I don't even feel like doing it anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm done. Forget this work. Because most of what I do, I'm not getting paid for. Most of what I do, there is no monetary compensation for it. How can you compensate me for waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Thandika's here, she knows what this is like. How can you compensate me for, I'm in the middle of my day, and then all of a sudden, my ancestors, my spirits are like, go take a nap. We got to tell you something. And I got to stop everything I'm doing. I have to stop everything I'm doing, go to take a little 10, 15-minute nap that I didn't even want to take, just to get a message through for someone. That's what this is like. How do you compensate for something like that? You don't. It's not possible. So recognize that if you can, this is how you're going to get everything. This is how you are going to get everything you want in all areas of your life, not just spiritual. Recognize when someone has authority, excellence, a zone of genius in an area. And whatever they say in that area, really take it. It doesn't mean that you have to run with it and just ignore yourself. But listen to what they're saying, examine it, use your discernment. Does this apply to me? Is this something that's helpful to me? And recognize that you are not entitled to it. When I tell you all what it took me to get to here, I spent over $100,000. Actually, I did the numbers. It's approximately $150,000. Something like that. It might even be more than that, because I calculated that last year. It was a solid $150,000, and also 6 years of time. 6 years. 6 years where I did not go out and get a job like everybody else did and really make money. It was where I was having to get really creative, really dynamic. I was traveling. I had to leave my son, who was a toddler. I left my son for months at a time. I had to do that in order to get what I bring now. I had to miss my son's first day of kindergarten in order to complete my initiation. The level of sacrifice is, most people would not be willing to do it. I sacrificed nearly everything. And then I come back and I bring it and I share it with you. So when I'm sharing with you, especially if you were asking me something in my DMs, really listen to what I'm saying. Really listen. Because it's not coming from nowhere. It's coming from spending literally 10, 20, 30, 40 hours a week on this, on spiritual development, on learning all I could, on becoming it myself. So I'm not just sharing things that I learned out of a book. In fact, like, you guys, can you see over there? People ask me all the time, did you read this book? Did you read that book? You see how many books are over there? And guys, a lot of those are not even, actually I would say half of those are not even on spirituality. Because I went and got this information from the mouth, from the horse's mouth. I didn't want to just learn stuff from Google. I didn't want to just learn stuff from A Course in Miracles and Eckhart Tolle and Teal Swan. Okay? That's not how I learned. I learned direct from the source. I sat on my knees at the feet of my elders, at the feet of my spiritual elders, until there came a time where I became a spiritual elder myself. So now, when I teach from that place, recognize eldership when it's there. And it's not because my ego is so big. It's because I really don't give a shit. I don't care what you call me. I don't care how you look at me. I don't care what you think about me. All I care is that you get what you came for. That even if I'm triggering you, that you're recognizing that, okay, there's a trigger here. This is an opportunity for me to get what I want, for me to explore myself, for me to become who I am. I'm not going to just intentionally be triggering you for no reason. Like, you know, if you're getting triggered, it's because there's something there inside that is ready to be released. So all of that said, I just really hope you all recognize. Start looking at examples of how this works. Look at martial artists, right? Like, I took my son to karate. This is the first thing that they teach them, is to surrender, to submit to their master. Not that this person is their master, like they're enslaving them, but that this person is a master, has mastery in what they are trying to achieve. This person has come to this level of experience in martial arts. And that's what you want for yourself. Well, you have to recognize that mastery there. You have to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to get what you want. Then don't complain that you don't have what you want. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So, that did end up a little tiny bit ranty. I hope you got value from that. If you did, please like it, share it with a friend, sit on it, meditate. Yes. And how much better are they as people because they learned how to recognize mastery in something? It's not because this person knows more than you. This idea that you cannot receive from people, that you can't surrender to the process, is keeping you blocked. That's holding you back. The minute that you just let go, let me tell you, when I got on that plane and I took my butt to South Africa by myself, scared shitless, because I'm going somewhere by myself I've never been before, and I'm going into a process I don't know. And by the way, initiation, our initiations are hardcore. Most people are not prepared for what it entails. It's hard. But I got through it, even though there were times I was like crying, I'm like angry. But I just had to remind myself that on the other side of this is what I desire. On the other side of this is what I want. And so in this moment, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to listen. I'm going to examine why I'm feeling this way. And I'm going to look inside and explore. And I'm going to get what I came here for. And that's all I want for you. So I'm going to take the rest of this Sunday to enjoy myself. By the way, if you all pop in my DMs and I don't respond to you, even if I see your message, sometimes it's because I'm busy. I'm a whole wife. I'm a whole mom. Like, I'm a whole business owner. I have a team. Okay? Please recognize that. The other thing is sometimes when you come and you ask questions, sometimes the questions that you're asking are not something that I'm going to be answering, and I'm not required to, even if you are a client. Okay? Because it's about empowering you to examine, wait a minute, okay, maybe this is a question that I can just ask the universe and over time it's going to be coming. Not that this person, I'm not the one who holds all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm just here as a guide to help you connect with your answers. That's all it is, okay? You guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see all of you soon. Much love. Mwah.